Okay, so hello and welcome to my first official review on my channel. I've been thinking a lot about what I want to do. I have a whole ton of, I wanted to say slew, but I feel weird using the word slew when I'm not referring to an actual slew. And I saw it just after I started this channel, was Frozen. I know some of you out there, some of you like hardcore nerds are probably rolling your eyes going, I'm not here for Frozen, I'm here for some serious out of my mother's basement for the rest of my life obsession fan stuff. But if you haven't seen Frozen and you're saying that just because you think Disney, princesses, music, Disney music, no, that's not for me. I'm not about people who start singing in the middle of the movie. Well, then you obviously haven't seen Frozen and you don't understand what's going on there. Frozen, in my opinion, has done something completely different. And this is coming from someone who I didn't even want to see the movie initially that much. I thought, I don't want to go see it right away. If I have some time in my schedule, maybe I can make time to go by the theater. But really, I was just wowed by the visuals in Frozen and the character development, the development of the scenes themselves. I'm Canadian. I'm looking at a bunch of snow right now. I know how hard it must be to show landscapes of snow and make it look unique and diverse when you're trying to draw it or put it on a screen for other people. And then the music itself was just incredible. And I personally was really wowed by what Disney did with Frozen.
'Cause for the first time in forever.
Right into Frozen, I first of all was very surprised that someone like me, I don't have a sister, I do have a brother, but I don't have a sister, I haven't had that kind of relationship. I identified very well with the characters. The whole feeling that of being shut out of someone's life, of not feeling that you're good enough for someone else, of worrying about being yourself and showing it to other people, let alone your family, is something that I feel most people can really identify with, which is why one of the reasons why I love Frozen. But I can't lie. Personally, I like to be aesthetically pleased and visually pleased, and something I love about Frozen was the way not only that they did the people, which I will talk about first, but also how they did the overall scenery, as I mentioned before. So in terms of the people, what I love is that you have Elsa and Anna, these two sisters who really have completely different personalities. And Disney designed them, I feel, in such a way that you can tell they're sisters. Their facial structure is a little similar, yet you can tell that the way they look shows their differences. And a lot of people have said that similar to Rapunzel's hair in Tangled, potentially Elsa's hair is white because of her powers and because of the magic that she has within her. As a lot of people pointed out, the white streak that Anna developed in her hair was a direct effect from Elsa's magic. So that's something to consider. But it definitely shows off her personality and the fact that her hair is white, she creates snow. It's very easy to draw those parallels, but I really loved it. Moving on to Anna, you have a really nice, sweet girl who has light brown hair. She's very fun. I love how they essentially just designed her, how they made her move when she's singing the songs near the beginning of the movie, and she's excited because she's about to meet all of the townspeople. And the way she acts is not just like good girl who is very kind and sweet. She's a little saucy. Both of the sisters essentially are a little saucy. I've heard a lot of people also in the Disney fan community comment on how Elsa is like another Jessica Rabbit in terms of how sexy she is and how she acts with her slit up the leg. A lot of people find that very prominent in showing Elsa's inner sexiness, which is something that only comes out when she's being herself through the song Let It Go, which a lot of people love. Before I go over to talking about Let It Go and all the music from the movie, I just want to lastly point out that the drawings of, I love the drawings the way they did Hans and the way they did Kristoff, because I didn't read any reviews of the movie. So I barely knew what was going to go on. I love walking into a theater like that. And so when I walked in, I first thought that, oh, Hans is the guy. Like, this is the guy that she's going to be with, and they're going to focus on just the sister-sister plotline, which was great. So I thought, okay, like this Hans guy, typical, looks very prince-like, even though his sideburns practically are falling off his face. Besides that, though, I saw that Hans really looked just like the prince that I picture in my head all the time. And then you have this Kristoff who first of all walks in and looks like he's second cousins with the abominable snowman, but turns out to be what I would picture as Disney's version of an everyday guy. Because I could picture in my head people I know who look like Kristoff, but for me to think of someone who looks like Hans, very prim and proper all the time with their hair coiffed, is that the word? Up all the time. I don't really know people like that. And so I was trying to figure out through the beginning of the movie, is it Hans? Is it Kristoff? Why is he here? Why is he here? Maybe Disney's going to figure something out. I really had no idea what was going to happen. And I think I love how the character design shows that even though Hans might be what we today see as more attractive, he's slimmer, he's like I said, he has his hair always done. It's Kristoff, who's a little bit more rugged, a little bit more everyday, and he ends up being the guy in the end who's the good guy, and I really appreciate that. So moving on now to the music of Frozen.
Do you want to build a snowman or ride our bike around the halls? I think some company's overdue. I've started talking to the pictures on the walls. Hang in there, Joan.
I heard a lot about Let It Go before I went to go see the movie. I heard the song, I saw a video of two adorable little girls who I think are around the age of 5, I believe, who sang the song, and I thought, wow, like a lot of people love the song. I heard it was nominated for awards. But when I watched the movie, maybe it's because I did already have expectations for the song. Let It Go, no, don't throw hatred rocks at me in your YouTube comments, but Let It Go personally didn't really do it for me, for lack of expression, to use that. What really blew me away was Do You Want to Build a Snowman? And I don't know if it's because I'm Canadian, and we're currently seem to be going through the North Pole, seems to be moving to where I live in Canada. There's just a lot more snow than I'm typically used to, and it's white and fluffy. It looks just like it does in the movies, to be honest. But Do You Want to Build a Snowman resonated a little bit more because I feel that it brought out different emotions and different ideas than what Disney typically deals with. So in Let It Go, it's very much about being yourself, being you are, like showing the world who you are, not being afraid to do it, which is a great message. It's outstanding. But I feel that Do You Want to Build a Snowman, although playful and fun near the beginning, had underlying ideas of loneliness and feelings of neglect that Disney, I feel, hasn't touched upon as much. And so that song for me personally got stuck in my head faster. I thought it was catchier. And I also thought it was more emotional when I watch the videos now, or if I'm singing it to myself, which I do all the time for some weird reason, because you can't build a snowman with yourself. You could, but anyways, I find that Do You Want to Build a Snowman for me made a bigger impression and really encompassed everything that the movie was getting at and talking about. But everybody has their own opinions on that. Lastly, I do want to talk about the scenery in Frozen. If you look at Frozen, all different types of Frozen, as we get more and more used to with Disney, with new technology, they're getting better at not only showing their depth in their artworks, but they're getting better at hitting shadows, things that we would see in everyday life that we didn't really expect to see in our movies. Now we're seeing more and more, not just through Disney, but through everyone. But specifically, as I mentioned before, it's hard to draw snow. And it's hard to show depth to snow, that there's different types of snow. I could go on, there's flurries, you could have icicles, you could have sleet, you could have everything. And I feel that Disney did such a good job at showing the ugly snow, which is the kind that you see in the village, almost in Frozen, where they're all freezing and they're looking for their blankets, to the fluffy, powdery white snow that surrounds Alice's home, and that essentially sparks a more fun idea. And so Disney did a really great job, from my point of view, on creating those scenes. So I know this has been going on for quite a long time. I'm watching the time at the top of the box. I don't judge you if you've been like, skip, skip, skip. But I'm glad you've been able to stick around and listen to my spewings and my views on the movie Frozen, which I have to say I did love. I feel like it has made a really big impression on me, especially in terms of how much I love snow. And I do love it just a lot bit more actually, since I saw the movie. So leave your comments if you're watching, if anybody's watching, to let me know what you want to see more of, or how you think I could cut down on my talking, because I can talk and talk and talk. So thanks for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you guys next time.